Hello and welcome to Barb Talks. Today we're going to talk about when to let go. My example today is some gorgeous boots. Actually, two pairs of boots. These have been my favorite boots for years and years and years. They're Propé brand. They have ties in the front, and then they have, let me show you. They have ties in the front, but they have zips on the inside. And what I like about that is they're easy to get on and off. I love the colors. This is like a sage green, and this is like a blood red, but it's also kind of a purplish red, so it goes with my purples and it goes with my reds. Both of these go with all the blacks. They've just added a zip to my different outfits, and I can wear my orthotics inside of them. But what's happened, and again, I love these. They've worked out really well for me over the years. But recently, I've gotten more arthritis in my feet, and my feet are starting to widen and get flatter. And so even when I wear my orthotics in these shoes, it's like, you can't really tell, but there's a little bit of a heel to them. And on the inside, it actually goes up a little higher. And just that little bit of a slope sends my whole foot into the ball of my foot, and then it hurts my arthritis. They're also too skinny for me now, so it's squishing my foot. So even though these are good quality boots and they've worked for years and years, they hurt me now. So I've tried this particular pair in wide, thinking, well, wide will work, but it doesn't. Sometimes things that did work don't anymore. I think about, like, with my mom. My mom had been driving her whole adult life, and she got to the place where she started getting dementia, and it became unsafe for her to drive. But she couldn't remember that it was unsafe for her to drive. She'd get lost in the parking lot at the doctor's office, and things like that, where people around her were saying, "Mom, this isn't working. You can't be driving," and she fought it. So there are times that life changes around us and it's not the same. And there's other times where we change and what used to fit doesn't fit anymore. And it's one thing to go, well, I'll put in an orthotic, and if that works, great, or I'll get a wide, and if that works, great. But if you do those things and it's still literally hurting you, you need to make the decision to move on. So what I've done is I've gone for a new boot. Now, it's a Keen brand, and Keen is a wider toe box, so it fits better for where I'm at now. And the color's okay. I mean, black and gray will go with what I'm wearing now. And sure, I no longer will have the selection of two shoes or two shoe boots. I will only have one. But sometimes that's okay too. I mean, it's like sometimes there's a place in life where as long as it fits and doesn't hurt, it's the right thing. And you kind of grow to appreciate the new things in one's life. In my mom's situation, the car was taken away, but my sister was able to drive her wherever she needed to go. She also ended up moving into assisted living. So she had everything that she needed right there. She had community, and that was something she was really craving but didn't realize it. She had actually started getting depression living by herself. Of course, she wouldn't tell us kids that, everything was fine when we called. But then later we talked to her medical doctor, and the medical doctor said that she was being treated for depression because she was lonely. And when she moved into the assisted living, it was like being in a dorm without the classes, And so it's like she got to visit with friends. She got to go 3 meals a day into the community room and choose between what meal she wanted that day. And there were crafts, and there were games, and there was like a library on site with large print books, and there was a indoor track that she could walk around, and she just thrived there because she, and with the help of the family, she moved on. And just like with me moving on from, actually this is a better example. You can kind of tell how much skinnier the green one is to the black one. But realizing that I needed to move on from what used to work but doesn't anymore to something that works for me now. So I hope this has been encouraging to be able to take a look at maybe some of the patterns that you've been in. For me, a lot of it's clothing, but there's other things such as our beautiful home. I love our home. I've spent many years decorating it. The colors are feng shui. So it's like when people come visit, they're like, oh my gosh, it feels so great in this house. I've put a lot of effort into this home. And yes, I plan on being here for a while, but I'm decluttering because I know that at some point in time, it'll be time to move to something that doesn't have a yard, that doesn't have 3 stories, that is more compact for my future. So I think it's important to be grateful for where we are and to appreciate where we are and to be thankful, but also to be flexible enough to realize that when the time comes, to be gracious. Find the pair of shoes that actually fits now. Find the living situation that actually fits now. Find the relationship that fits now. Thank you for watching Barb Talks.